Hello, welcome to the Dahlia World Garden as we play Daggerheart. I am our caretaker, Tim Dahlia. Part of what we do here in the collective is help each other grow worlds for gaming. Our friend Cindy has never GM'd a game before, and this is her very first go at it. I think you'll see that she's a natural. I'll be in the background helping her and the players, so occasionally you might see them talking to me off screen. As this is a new system that at playtime was between beta and launch, we took some educated guesses with how Daggerheart would eventually play. This is our first adventure with the new system, and we have created a little pocket in our fantasy world of Adrith called Madet. It is a small town and a research outpost for the university nation-state known as Chasm. If you like our work here, please like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, follow the info in the description to various social media things, and most of all, be kind to yourself and others. And now, I'll let Cindy take it away.
Okay, well, hello everyone. I'm Cindy, and I am your new GM for the new campaign of Making It In Madet. We are beginning this 3 to 5 session campaign with getting a feel for the location that we've created together and the new characters. And with that, let me start with Scott. Introduce yourself, please, and your character.
Hi, I'm Scott. I am playing a rogue, Raz Tokum. He is going to be in Made It. He used to be a criminal forced to be a guard who has hurt himself due to an accident with his parole officer. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, let's go to that parole officer. How about you, Wim?
I'm Wim. I'm going to be playing Val. Val is a Faun who has had a little bit of trouble staying on his feet. Most recently got hired as a parole officer for, someone. And a little incident, going, trying to shake someone's hand, and then just like a halberd falls. You know how it is.
Of course.
But yeah, otherwise, been here the whole life. Just in a little bit of a rough patch with work.
Okay. And how about Camera?
Hi, I'm Camera. I'm playing Nyla. She is a Qatari seraph from an ocean village that has moved away from the ocean and been deemed, all clericy and stuff. So, or healer stuff, I guess. That's how she's looking at it right now.
Okay. And how about Duke?
Name's Duke. I'll be playing Gabriel. He's a Seaborne, Drake, pretty much rogue. He was a hunter in his past life, but a hunt gone bad, basically. Kind of made him go down this kind of darker path because he could never shake the PTSD of the hunt. So in order to kind of restore his honor, he's kind of going down this road path and ended up and made it.
Okay. And Sleepy.
I'm Sleepy. I will be playing Calico, who is a Qatari bard, ex-traveling circus member, now just kind of carves wooden dolls and makes fun of people. Playfully.
All the cat bard occupation.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'll do that by introducing Made It. This is our not so sleepy little academic mining and archaeological town, research town. And let's go ahead and start with everybody taking their tokens, which I actually have to locate here.
And are we doing this on Discord or on the Roll20 site?
Whichever one works for you, either
Oh, I
way.
can do it on- oh, okay.
Yeah, you should be able to log in Discord.
Yeah, I'm here.
And so each of you should be able to get a hold of your token, resize it to your liking, and then go ahead and place it where you think you live in Madet.
Oh, well, no, I don't stay in the greenhouse. I can't even keep a flower alive. Yeah, I guess I'll go over here. No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
That's okay.
That's good to
I'm
know.
gonna put myself here, but like I do live in that wagon, so it's just kind of
It's maybe parked in that area.
yeah.
Okay. So while you're thinking about that, like Calico just pointed out, think about what your day-to-day life looks like. We're starting today is a standard ordinary. You're getting up and getting ready to go to work. It's probably late fall, early winter. We've had obviously a light dusting of snow thus far, but that's not too rare. And think about what the routine is as you're going through your day, and then tell us about it. Let's go ahead and start with Wim.
So normal, get ready, go and eat, and we'll probably meet Raz in the cafeteria in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will go together to our shift. Just enough freedom of like the morning of like don't want to walk all the way to Raz's, so we're gonna meet somewhere else. And then just go about basic guard duty.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say I definitely need to check in first. So that's probably a really good idea that we would meet like at I don't know, the pub or wherever we're going to have breakfast.
Probably right. I mean, the cafeteria would be here, or Baylor's Pub is right across the street. So either one. Okay. What about Calico?
Calico wakes up and before even getting dressed does like what he calls words of affirmations in the morning, but it literally is just like making up whatever stories he's gonna tell for the day and picking someone random in town to tell some like ridiculous adventure story about, and then like gets dressed and just kind of like sets up the little like shop table in front of the wagon and just sits there and carves until hopefully someone comes to buy something.
Okay. And okay, what about Gabriel?
Yeah, I'm heading straight to the bar that morning. So I do struggle with a little bit of alcoholism. So we're gonna get this day started with a little hair of the chest, hair of the dog. We're gonna get it right.
Trying to recover from last night.
Yeah, just a little shaking off a little extra from last night, But it's kind of my morning routine before I set out, and I haven't completely given up on hunting, so that's kind of like my pre-game ritual to go out and hunt.
And Nyla.
Nyla usually wakes up in the morning and does her, I guess, the same words of affirmation or starting her day to her god. And then she usually goes out and kind of flies the area, see where she's at, and then returns back and opens up for the day.
Okay. So where is Nyla's chapel?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because she would probably put it in town near the center if possible. But
Okay, so
I
that
don't know.
big, like X-shaped building, that's like the core building. That's where the Council of Expertise meets, and that's the Hall of Expertise. So you can pick, buildings in that proximity.
All right, so we'll say like here is where ish.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so that's part of the Hall of Expertise. So
So this one I meant like here.
Oh, right there.
Is this a
Okay,
safe
that would. Yeah, no, that would be fine. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't think we had anything for those. Okay, so then, talk to me about who does Nyla look forward to seeing first thing in the morning, or well, during her day. Let's go with that.
I think she would probably. Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. I think she'd get a kick out of Calico just because he's like total opposite of her, and he's same race. But I think she would probably find Val exciting to see just because he's a faun.
Okay.
So she doesn't really know much about the other ones. So.
How does Val think about that? Wow, the word has just fled my head. Katari. Chaplain is kind of keeping an eye on you.
I think it's one of those things where like both doesn't think much of it, but there's a little bit in the back of his head where he's like, is this person evaluating me at my job? It's just like everything else has gone so poorly. Like, is this like they're keeping an eye on me this time because it's like I'm have to keep an eye on someone else? It's like this just like this big chain thing, and it's just like it's like a little bit of that doubt of like oh okay, I'm slightly being evaluated. Gotta sit up a little straighter.
I noticed you noticing me notice you.
And Raz, have you noticed that?
I'm just kind of standing here like, got my little coin there, not there. looking at Val and Nyla, just kind of going, okay.
Okay, so we have Calico carving in front of his wagon, and we've got Val and Raz in the cafeteria having breakfast, Nyla getting the chapel opened up, and Gabriel chasing the hair of the dog.
Some coffee.
So let's go on with the day. Let's talk about you guys go to work. What are you and what are Val and Raz doing for work? Do you patrol together?
I think so, yeah. I think Val is like really trying hard to keep a direct eye on him in a way where it's slightly impeding them from doing their job. But just like right behind at times, like almost stepping on heels of, and then sometimes being like, no, that's weird, step on the side, then it's like, no, I have to watch. Just like an annoyance to him, essentially.
That's funny.
And just because nothing's really happening throughout the day, you know, as we're patrolling, I make it a point to get out of his line of sight quickly. Just to make the heart flutter a little bit.
It's you can immediately see it on him whenever he's lost sight of you, when it's just like then it's just like,
And I just kind of show up there again, and I'm like, and you're like,
it's like all under control.
try to compose.
Right where I knew you were.
You ask him, is everything good?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing? You all right?
Good. You good? You good? I'm good. I'm good if you're good.
All right. Let's head this way.
All right.
So Nyla, what do you think your day looks like?
She is dealing with, all the people. She doesn't really have, like you said, one god, so she just kind of welcomes people in and like, okay, you have a day. That she's like, I don't know what to tell you. Don't be stupid. Type Yeah, don't do stupid things. And
That was way funnier than it should have been. I was drinking water. Sorry. Oh, they got me.
so yeah, no, it's just and then she'll probably, she likes to bake in her spare time, so she's probably putting whatever munchies out or something throughout the day and reading her own, watching just what you do, I guess, as a I have never been no priest, so I can't help you with that, but so she's just kind of there to more counsel, I guess, people. So
Maybe handing out baked goodies to entice people in.
yeah, just being overall
Passing
nice.
out don't be
Talk,
stupid
yeah.
flyers.
Don't be stupid.
Pamphlets.
I mean, she is dealing with a community of miners and roughnecks and stuff. So
I can just see you passing out pamphlets that said "Don't be stupid." Ways not to be stupid. How not to be stupid for dummies.
That's the town crier. Don't be stupid.
don't be a stupid, chapel.
How not to be
Oh, you
stupid.
blew
for
your
dummies.
head off because you were holding the dynamite? That was stupid.
Short fuses on your dynamite.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You know that. You will let go.
Like you expect God to fix that? I don't think God can fix stupid. That's the most straightforward cleric I've ever dealt with.
Okay, so Gabriel, what does your day look like? You've had your first tankard or two.
Yeah, so like after my tankard or two, I swing to I guess the marketplace or armory if we have one. Do we have one here? Kind of like a marketplace armory.
There's a little bit of a marketplace. There's a little bit of a I would imagine that what armory there is kind of one of those you check out equipment because it's company equipment. If you have an ID badge for various authorizations and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. I was thinking like maybe going to stock up on some hunting equipment, maybe some arrows, extra throwing daggers or something like that to kind of go out and hunt. So basically kind of preparing myself for a hunt more than anything.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we're talking small game. I mean, I guess anything similar to like deer, rabbits, stuff like that, just to kind of bring provision back.
Okay. Sounds good. So the forests that you'd probably be hunting in are to the north and kind of east. Probably. You could go west, but it kind of runs rapidly into the river. So, we have a fur baby. But so probably most hunters go north and east to hunt.
Okay. So kind of like this direction.
Up, kind of. Why can I not ping?
Look out this way.
Oh, okay. Kind of
Yes,
like up
there we
here.
go.
or something like
Oh,
that.
over here. There we go.
Okay. That makes sense.
There we
I'm
go.
gonna make my
So I would assume the market is kind of like close to the hall of expertise or what the checkout.
Yeah, it's probably right here where the chapel is, roughly.
Okay. Oh yeah,
But
right across the street.
there'd be little like stalls, tiny little stalls and things, kind of like Calico's wagon,
Yeah.
kind of all along that strip there.
Calico, what you selling? No, I'm sorry. Getting hit.
No, go ahead, by all means.
what?
Wooden dolls. They're all Raz.
Yeah. I pull up and it's just a bunch of Raz dolls.
All Raz dolls.
Even got Raz shaped knives in here. This is crazy. Is that a
No, they're
rat?
like various things, all of the different ancestries, like mythical creatures, just anything that like someone would want on their counter, or kids to play with, or like little collectibles, like necklace type things.
Any good luck charms?
I will tell you that they
Okay.
are. It's up for you to decide if they are.
Very enchanting.
So, does anybody have family at home that they said goodbye to in the morning? You know, have a nice day. I'll see you when I get home tonight. Anybody?
Solo.
No, I'm here solo.
We
Yeah,
are
I'm here
solo.
because I left.
bunch of bachelors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Val definitely
Oh
lives
no,
with
bachelor?
her parents.
No. I've got 3 partners in town.
Okay.
He is a bard.
Okay.
It tracks.
It absolutely tracks
Canon.
that
Canon.
100%. All right.
Canon
So
event.
the bard is busy at night. That's so no surprises there. All right. So then everybody tell me about somebody in town that they care about. Somebody that you have any kind of an attachment to. If it's a best friend, you know, it could be a group of people you think of as siblings, those kinds of things.
And we're kind of creating these people for. Let's.
Yeah, like I said, I've got like 3 partners, and it's one of those things that like they all know that it's going on, but like they've convinced themselves that they're the only one, and so like I bounce around every night to like different places, and like I think that they're all the love of my life, but like
No, you won't commit.
So,
Yeah.
so there's no communication going with the bard.
no.
Got it. Okay. The bard is doing bard things except for communicating. Got it.
Yes.
Which is also a bard thing.
Which is also a bard thing.
Which is also, yeah.
Canon event.
Yep.
I think Nyla would be more of like, she doesn't want to get to know anybody really well, but she goes to the pub kind of and watches over like all the main people just because that's how she is. You know, she has her favorites, but she doesn't want anybody to know she has their favorite.
That's like the parent with, I don't have any favorite child. I love you all equally, but you know,
You're my favorite.
child, but you're my favorite, right?
That's funny. Me and the barkeep at the pub got a pretty nice relationship.
So that is the halfling Baylor, and he likes to talk. He likes to tell stories.
No, for sure.
So
I'm here
most
for
of
it.
the time, even first thing in the morning, you walk in and Baylor is sometimes even standing on the bar top, telling some story, but more often, he's running up and down the little line of crates that he's set up behind the bar so he can see over the top of the bar.
Mhm.
And he runs along that while he's telling the story, and he gets very animated, and he's telling all about this adventure where he helped subdue the Yetis in the past, you know, way up in where is my brain? Give me a moment. Fulcrum Pass, for the group that was, you know, making the road through.
Okay.
And there's usually somebody sitting off to the side going, you know, I was part of that crew too. I don't actually remember seeing him. Do you remember? Was he actually? I mean, I guess he could have been because, you know, he's kind of little and there was a lot going on that night.
Every morning I walk in and be like, what you talking about, Baylor?
And he will repeat it.
And everybody in the bar, or at least the people that are in there that have been there, are like, oh.
Wait a minute. Seems like every story he tells, you know, everybody kind of just goes, was he there? Did you see?
I can see some of them just accepting the fact that I don't know if he was there or not. He say he was, but oh well.
That's just my friend. I'm mentioning it like I believe him.
I do have someone in town that I like.
Okay.
She works for the agriculture. I find it hard to get close to her, even though it's clear that we both do like each other.
It's because you're
But
on the road.
because of my past, I have a hard time just being with this individual.
Okay. Do you have a name?
Dixie.
Good old Dixie.
Hey,
Dixie.
Dixie, it
All
is.
right, Dixie.
Because she's a chick. I see where you're going. Dixie chicks.
Okay.
And somehow Val always gives those awkward blocking moments. where he's trying to flirt.
Like really, really often anyway.
And he just comes out of nowhere, convict.
Which is the reason why every now and again I'm just not there.
Yeah, my man Raz is real cool. He tries to wingman you sometimes, but his wingman isn't wingmaning very well.
It's the wingman of they're having a good conversation, and I have destroyed that conversation and tried to make a new one.
Yep.
Poor Raz.
He's trying to just pour his heart out. Have a little game. And Val was like, "Yeah, tell her about that time."
Okay. So, let me see. We've got Nyla is in the chapel, kind of passing time, counseling people. Raz and Val are patrolling the town.
Yep.
We got Gabriel out hunting. Gabriel, as you're on your way out, there are some other hunters that are kind of heading out in the same general direction, and as you go, you kind of get further apart. But while you're going, you hear some people that you're pretty used to seeing. You know, you guys all kind of go out at the same time, roughly daily, talking about seeing some animals out there that don't look quite right, and it's hard to tell because they never quite get close enough. They're gone by the time they get to them, and then tracking them seems to be weird too. Footprints are wrong, or there are multiple different types of animal prints kind of right over each other, which is strange. And they're not following the usual game trails, so they're not like leaving as clear prints as they would if they were on the normal game trails.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that you're kind of hearing sort of in passing. It's a little bit, seems a little bit odd. And from what you can tell, this is a fairly recent thing within the last less than a week, probably. But nobody seems to be able to say exactly what's weird about these animals because they can't ever seem to get close, at least among the hunters.
Okay.
I would get curious and go look, maybe go out, fly up and see if I see anything. I wouldn't necessarily approach it by myself or anything, but see if I can notice anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
Just kind of
say.
do
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, go
kinda-
ahead.
I was gonna say kind of similar. I was like, since I'm kind of going out there, I'll just keep it in the back of my mind of, all right, let's just basically see if I see anything weird, essentially, and
Okay.
take note as I head out.
Okay. Let's see. Nyla flying over the the forest.
Ooh, excuse me.
It's really hard to see, down through the trees to get a good bead on animals kind of in general.
Oh my gosh.
The leaves have gone crystalline because it's fall winter time. They don't fall off, but they're kind of this crystal color that refracts light a lot, and any movement of wind kind of makes it difficult to see the air
below the tree line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little hard to see anything.
All right. She'd head back to town and probably ask around if anybody wanted to go out and take a look what's going on out there.
Okay. And Gabriel, while you're out there, give me.
Sorry, I heard my name. Did I get asked a question? I was give me a drink.
Oh, yes. While you're out there hunting, give me an, let's see, instinct roll.
Instinct roll? Right.
Yes.
Okay, and can you educate me on how to do that?
Okay, so on your character sheet, you can click on your instinct modifier. It will bring up the roll in the lower left corner.
It's on my character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Instinct roll. Is that under? Where is that?
It's across the top of your character sheet.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Okay, so instinct roll.
Click on your instinct modifier and it'll bring up the roll in the lower left corner.
Okay, and I just basically hit roll. All right, got you.
Yes.
Roll. All right. Okay, so I rolled and what I got? I got instinct trait roll. What's that? I got 8 hope, 11 fear.
Okay, so you rolled an 11, well, a 19 with fear.
Mm-hmm.
So fear is the dice that rolled the highest.
Okay.
So you add the two together.
Okay, so 19. And then I got a +1 under hope. Is that?
Am I doing that right, Tim? With fear. Yes, you only needed a 12.
Nice.
Excuse me. So, while you're out there, you come across some really odd tracks. And they lead you kind of toward town, but in a more southerly direction. So it's like south, kind of heading crooked, like almost drunkenly toward town. And these tracks they look like a deer and maybe one of the slickbacks, but the tracks are a little bit muddled. I know we had a picture of slickbacks somewhere. Where did we put that? So slickbacks are... Aha, okay, let me... see if I can find one.
But now, we'll beat you. Dog out.
My apologies while I figure out how to navigate this.
It's a learning curve for all of
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, looky that.
No. Kovu, hush.
I am not finding it, Tim. I'm. Okay, thank you. There we go. Okay. I was just reading what's going on over there in the chat. All right. So I'm sorry, Gabriel. You can follow those tracks for a little while. And they are joined by an additional set of tracks that kind of look like maybe it's a wolf, except, following. Except the toes are wrong. There's not enough. There's only 3 toes, and where the nail marks should be looks like some kind of a soft smudge. It doesn't look right.
Soft smudge.
Yeah, instead of a sharp nail mark into the dirt, it's just kind of a smudge out there at the end of the toe instead of a poked hole. There is let's see.
Footprint. Does it still look more like an animal print, or does it look more kind of humanoid-ish?
No, it's definitely an animal print of some kind. It just doesn't look quite right. It
Okay.
looks like something is wrong with this wolf or canid of some kind.
I would like to.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I sound like I would like to investigate and see if there's anything that I can take back to possibly show others. Is that a possibility?
Okay. Yes, we can definitely do that. Give me a second here. Yeah, give me another instinct roll.
Yeesh. Okay, so I got a hope with a +1 under it. I guess that's 4. I guess it gave me a +1. Is that what that means? If I have a 4 on my hope die and then a +1 under it?
Oh, you want to look at so in the top, under the roll where it pops up, there'll be a number in the top right corner. That's your total, and then in the bottom right corner, it'll let you know whether it's with fear or with hope.
Oh, I got you. Okay, thank you. Oh crap! I rolled an 8 with hope.
Okay. So you look around, but you don't really see anything that makes sense to match with the tracks that you're seeing.
Okay.
Maybe the occasional broken twig, but it doesn't seem like any hair has gotten caught in them.
You're also on your character sheet, because you rolled with hope, going to want to give yourself a hope up in the top right corner.
Yes.
Is that the same with the fear?
No, not with fear.
Okay.
Not with fear. No. Actually, I get fear points. You get hope points.
Fair enough. Okay, so
Thank you. I was just going to double check that because I couldn't remember if I had done it before. Okay.
I appreciate the help.
I just found it. Thank you. This is our slickbacks. The bug, not the frog.
Ride 'em, cowboy.
I need more frogs and cowboy hats.
Okay, so Gabriel, you have now encountered some of those weird tracks.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go back into town. What is everybody doing? I know Nyla said she's gone to the pub to kind of check it out and see if anybody's interested in going out to investigate.
Calico is putting on a puppet show at this point. Just trying
Are
to
you
drum up business
in-
by being entertaining.
Are you at your wagon or in the pub?
Yeah, I like to think that I have like a not quite an actual puppet stage, but like a very makeshift one next to the table that I sell everything on, that I'm like putting on like a little puppet show of, and I have like a collection of almost everyone in town plus some like other like random bits. And so like I'm putting this on, and like the later in the night the more risque the show gets, but like yeah, just trying to attract people to the stall.
Okay. Let's
Would
see.
me and Val have heard anything about like what Gabriel has heard or anything like that? Anything like that?
So as you're moving through town, especially in the kind of market area, you do hear a few things. One of the things that you may have noticed while you were having breakfast is that the fish dish that nobody ever orders, but that the cafeteria staff are always trying to push on people, is crossed off the menu.
That's crazy.
Additionally, you hear fishermen who are coming in. They've been out since before daybreak. And so they're coming in for their lunch. And you hear them griping a little bit about having to throw back. And kind of, bits and snatches of gives me the willies, and fish ain't supposed to look like that. I don't understand what's going on. You also hear a few other things. Raz, if you... Like, are you actively listening for rumors, or are you kind of going about your business, messing with Val while you do it?
Well, since we're on patrol, I kind of figured, yeah, I'm messing with Val a little bit, but I kind of take it a little seriously. So I actually am keeping an eye on the town. So if I hear something, I would probably say, what do you mean? What's going on?
Okay. So give me a... How about a presence?
Presence?
Mm-hmm.
$11 with hope.
Okay, take the hope, and you stop a kind of a grizzled, sort of arthritic looking. Excuse me while I make this up in my head. Somebody throw an ancestry at me, please. I'm dying here.
Drakona.
Galapa.
A Drakona.
Drakona. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
I heard what you said. Okay, so a Drakona. Kind of a grizzled looking Drakona who has a tackle box and a net dangling from his belt, or from his hands and belt. And how do you ask?
So I take it I kind of overheard him complaining, and I was like, catch anything today?
Nah, nothing worth keeping. It's been bad the last fortnight. We keep catching these weird fish, and nobody seems to know what's going on there.
What do you mean by weird?
Yeah.
Weird. It's almost like they've got spider webs stuck to their heads, or some of them even look like their fins turning into wings.
That's just the fish shedding their winter coat, I think.
And the Drakona gives you a look, and he kind of shakes his head a little bit and mumbles, "That boy means well, but he just ain't right in the head."
Did you say something? Sorry, I didn't quite catch it. Is it?
No, I just fish. They're giving me the willies. I don't understand. Been like that for a
Is there something
fortnight
strange
now.
with the water? A fortnight? Is there something strange with the water, or do you see anything strange outside of the fish?
Everything else looks normal to us. Just the fish looking funny. Them science people in the Hala expertise, they keep telling us they running tests and coming up with nothing, but we're just throwing them back. Don't think that's safe to eat.
Well, if you keep your eye out, let us know, please.
All right. We'll do that. He meanders off, headed for the pub. Okay, let's see. So now we're kind of getting to midday. What is everybody doing with their day?
I'm going to put a sign up on the stall that says be back in 5. I'm not going to be back in 5. I'm going to be back whenever I feel like it, but I'm going to the pub for lunch.
Not like they don't know where to find you.
I'm in one of 4 places, so.
Would it be around lunchtime?
Yeah, it's midday roughly.
I feel like I'm still out in the woods. Kind of now that I've been intrigued by these tracks. I'm just trying to see what's up.
Okay.
I don't think I'm still out
Now, the
there.
original set of tracks that you were following kind of peters out in a really thick thicket. It almost looks like there was some thrashing around going on in that thicket, but then no real exit, and yet there's no bodies. So not sure what happened there.
Let's try. You said it's
Flying cat
thicket,
lady took
but
them.
so do I need? Can I study the kind of brushwood to see if there was any, like, I don't know, extra progression, and maybe it would have been a fight or something like that.
There doesn't really seem to be a lot of clue there. You're not even sure that both sets of tracks stayed together the entire time.
Or are related.
You're right. There's no real telling how fresh those were, because another weird thing is it's literally just tracks. There's no spore. So there's no real way to tell how old the tracks are. They're after the last snow, which was like yesterday.
If that's the case, I'm going back to the pub.
Okay.
I'm going back to the pub, yeah. So basically, I was out there like, yeah, F this, I'm going. I'll come back to it later type.
Okay, so now we have Calico, Gabriel, and Nyla in the pub, and Raz and Val cafeteria. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have a overly elaborate drinking game set up because I know Gabriel's probably going to be here soon.
Let the games begin.
Nyla is talking about, I think we should go check out what's going on in the forest, and are you boys ready to go do some nosing around?
After this drinking game.
I didn't hear what he said.
I was saying maybe after this drinking.
I think
Okay,
while
so
I'm there,
down-
it's just a habit that I have of like listening to what everyone's doing. Like if there's anything weird going on in town, or like new hot gossip, or if anybody new's come to town for me to hit on.
Okay.
And I'm indiscriminate when it comes to gender and ancestry. Like it's a new person shows up and I am at their door. Like, hey, what's going on, buddy?
Okay.
You did say
So, Calico, what kind of rumors might be going around town about you?
I think everyone but my partners know that I'm like not committed to them, and so there's that, and then also the like, I think there's rumors about my past because I've always been vague about it. Just that I was some kind of performer. I was always on the road. I have some ties to the college, but I will not talk about them. So like this like. Somewhere between like this weird mysterious stranger and this ridiculous person that like why is this person here?
I did hear a rumor that your stripper name was Feline Faun.
That's not a rumor. I put on a show every Thursday night in the pub. And I dress as a different gender each time because I will not admit to what my actual gender is. I am purely gender fluid.
Calico just
And now
keeps
presenting
everybody guessing.
Feline Faun.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, one of the rumors that you is a little bit off tenor for what you would normally hear in the pub. And it comes from a pair of miners sitting over stew lunch. I heard old Doc Turpin was in here drinking last night.
That's her.
I thought he didn't drink. Well, me too. I guess he's got a tough case of some kind over to the infirmary. Guess he's worried he's gonna lose him. Any idea who? Not that I've heard.
Yeah,
Additionally-
like as soon as I start getting interested in what they're talking about, I just sit down at their table and like take a drink off of one of their tankards and just start like fishing for whatever information they have.
Okay, give me a presence.
And I'm
Okay, I have some bard stuff that might help me with that. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I know I have. Okay, so I'm going to use my Heart of a Poet for when I'm speaking to a person I'm trying to impress, persuade, or offend. And since I'm trying to like persuade information out of them, I'm going to spend a hope to add a D4 to this roll.
Okay.
And get other stuff out of my way. I gotta find my D4. Oh, that's right. They're weird shaped. I forgot about that.
Hey, you're gonna have to teach me about this. I didn't realize.
And this is just a pure presence roll?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no. 19 with fear.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I will take that fear. Thank you very much.
I rolled really good on the fear die.
Okay, so Calico had rolled a 19 fear. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you were speaking with the two miners at the table.
Yep.
One of them is a Galapa. In fact, they're both Galapa. How about that?
Sweet.
And the one that was speaking with concern about the dock kind of looks at you and pulls his tankard back toward himself, kind of leans over it. It's like I said, old Doc Turpin seems like he was a little worried. He's in here drinking, and as far as I knew, he'd never been in here drinking before.
No.
Yeah, that's concerning. I mean, sobriety for some people is a big deal. Maybe I'll talk to our local chaplain and see if she wants to go check on the dock.
Yeah, it probably couldn't hurt. Might have something to get off his chest.
All right.
Is
Well,
it really
then,
bad? My evil side of me thought that, yeah, we got to go pull the dagger out of his chest. I've been playing some old medieval characters too long.
I'm gonna like reach for his tankard for another drink before I go, and then
He
just
kinda, like,
wander off
leaves.
looking and then wander off to find Nyla.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go check on that. Sips drink and then leaves.
Okay, so Gabriel, you're headed for the infirmary?
Am I headed for infirmary?
Is that what you just said?
No. I was just kind of
Oh,
piggybacking off of his when he said.
okay. Okay.
He's like gonna take a sip and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go check on that, and then just drinks from his tankard and leaves.
A bard never pays for his drinks.
Yes, we're noticing this.
You want to bed too, like night?
Yeah. I feel like
Okay.
I'll eavesdropping just to see if I hear anything else.
Okay. So Calico's gonna go look for Nyla.
Nyla is across the bar drinking. Or having a drink.
Town full of day drinkers here. Jeez.
I'm gonna walk up and just like casually like grab Nyla's drink and take a drink. Be like, hey, did you hear what's going on with the dock?
What is this game?
I assume she's used to this, so she's just like, hi, Calico. No, I didn't hear about the dock.
Yeah, well, apparently Doc Turpin's like drinking now, and that's not really a thing. And something about like a patient that's causing trouble, or like is trouble, or something about trouble, but the Doc is drinking.
That's an issue. He doesn't drink. He hasn't drank for a long time.
Right. So I
We should go
figure you're
check on him.
more. Yeah. Let's let me win this drinking game, and then we should head over there. We should probably
You never went
check in with like the guards or something, just in case like it's not just that this patient's like hard to care for, maybe they're dangerous.
Well, maybe we should check first before we go marching in with the guards and scare the shit out of the doctor so he doesn't want to talk.
That's fair.
All right, we'll go win your game and we'll go.
And I go and horribly lose in this drinking game against Gabriel.
100%. So what's the game this time, Calico?
Okay, so there's 7 cups, 3 coins, and a ball. The goal is to bounce the ball off of each coin into a cup. And then you have to juggle the coins while the other person drinks, and if you drop, you lose.
Feel like you might win this one. Okay, you're not gonna win this one.
Yeah, and then after losing, like, hey, me and Nyla are gonna go check on Doc Turpin. I guess some weird stuff's going on with a patient, and want to make sure everything's all right.
You want me to come with you? I have nothing better.
Yeah, she doesn't want to bring the guards because I guess they're scary or something. So
I concur. They are kind of scary, especially a guy with a halberd. Yeah, I feel like we can go check that out. I don't think we need to march up to the door. Let's just go peep out.
yeah, and then I'm just gonna kind of guide us over to Doc Turpin's.
Okay. I'm gonna pause you guys there, and we're gonna kick over to Raz and Val.
Yeah, I'm glad I cleaned up those
having a hell of a
Razdal.
time.
You remember there was that one in the pharmacy that left for like 2 weeks? Like, finally people just see them and they're just like, oh, okay, this isn't supposed to be here. It's not like some weird logo of the thing.
I was staring at a Razdal while we were eating lunch. I thought I saw one. And I was like, and then Val's like, are you going to eat that? Or, I mean, what's going on? I'm like, oh, sorry, I thought I saw a Razdal. And I ate my lunch really quick.
While you're eating, Dixie wanders into the cafeteria and goes up to the line, and looks like she's having quite a conversation with whoever's behind with the cafeteria people.
I look at Val and I say, hey, I'll be right back, dude. I'm just going to go talk to her really quick.
Hey, Rez, is that girl you like?
Is it way too loud?
Yes.
Like, way too loud where it's like, if you weren't paying attention, you probably wouldn't have heard it. But, like, everybody that was has. So I don't think that Dixie would have potentially heard it, but everybody else definitely did.
I kind of do my head, put my glasses on my face, get up and just kind of walk over.
Do you want me? No, I'll clean up the plates this time. I remember from last time. I'll clean up the plates and I'll give you a minute.
So I walk up to Dixie.
At first, she doesn't seem to notice you right away, which, that's par for your course, considering. But then the cafeteria worker sees you walk up and kind of glances over, and she follows the glance and goes, hi, Raz.
I'm like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing?
I'm good. I just coming in for lunch. Have you already eaten?
Yeah, me and Val, we just finished eating. We're about to get back on our rounds.
Oh.
And I just kind of look over, and then I turn my back to her.
Oh, well, did you have a good morning patrol?
Yeah, hearing some weird stuff, but you know how it is.
Oh my gosh, tell me about weird stuff. We've been getting some weird things in the lab. I don't get it. With fish? Has anybody told you about that?
Yeah, actually, he said Crotchety out in the street was telling us about some weird fish.
Yeah, we've had some of the fishermen. Really scary looking fish. There was one that had what I think they were human teeth. We had to send a chasm to get some exemplars.
Human teeth?
Yeah, it was really weird.
You mean like dentures or something? I mean,
No, like it was growing human teeth in its jaw. I mean, it was a trout. I think. Actually, I'm not sure about that now.
that's strange. Where are they catching these fish at?
From what I understand, like all up and down the. We're even taking water samples, but I haven't heard what those people have come up with yet.
And so far, there's been nothing strange with the water or anything like that.
Not as far as we've heard. I don't even know if they have any test results back yet. We have to send all the samples and everything to Chasm. A lot of this stuff.
It'll take some time for it to get back.
Yeah.
Well, if you hear anything, I'd appreciate it if you let me know.
Sure thing. Anything for you, Raz.
So, what are you doing tonight?
I think I was gonna go see the movie they're playing across Taylor's pub tonight.
Hey, Raj, you good for overtime shift tonight, right?
It looks like I might be doing something tonight. Maybe another time.
Oh, that's too bad. I heard this is a new reel from Chasm.
Oh, that would have been fun. I tell you what, I'll make it up to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Just let me know.
I will.
See you later,
I
Raz.
turn and you see me huff.
Hey, Raz, how'd it go?
I'm like, Are you ready to go, Val?
Yeah. Did it go well? Did you?
Oh, everything went perfect. Let's go.
Did. All right.
Has anybody told you that you are a master of timing?
No. Well, sometimes, but not. It's usually not meant in like a great way. I feel like there's
Oh, I
something
can understand that.
sarcastic. Yeah.
As you walk out of the cafeteria, you see Nyla, Gabriel, and Calico kind of passing by halfway on their way past the Hall of Expertise.
Okay.
Do I notice them walking by?
They're not exactly skulking, so yes, it's pretty obvious.
Val is a very visible person. Just
As I see them, I pull out a doll of each of them. I'm like, oh, I'm on patrol doing guard stuff.
And I look and I go, doll man.
See, like I could also do this if you think that'll help in those conversations of like the little. If I get one figure of you and one of her, and I just like is that helpful to your guys' conversation or?
Raz is visibly perturbed.
I'm getting a feeling that that's a no, but feel free to let me know otherwise.
Hey, Calico, I think we should go check on the doctor now.
I don't know if I have a doll of the doctor. This might be
It
awkward.
doesn't matter if you have the doll of the doctor, Calico. We gotta check on the doctor, man. We don't have time for you to make a doll right now, bro.
What's the matter with the doctor?
We heard the doctor drinking, but Calico could probably tell you more than that.
Yeah, some like Galapas that were like really stingy about their drinks were saying that like Doc Turpin was in the pub like actively drinking, which that's weird, but like I guess he's having problems with a patient, so we're just gonna go make sure he's all right.
The whole town, apparently.
Well, if the doctor's acting strange, it's kind of funny. Dixie was just telling me that actually Krusty in the street was telling me about some weird fish.
Weird fish. Elaborate.
Fish, yeah,
Well,
Goldfish
they're-
weird.
She said that they had human teeth. I don't know.
Completely normal, actually. It's a common misconception.
What?
Fish
have,
do
like,
not
the
have
weird-
human teeth.
Yeah, no, they usually they don't, but they shed them at like 1 year old. You know.
They shed their human teeth at 1 year old?
Oh, I've heard
Yeah.
that actually. Yeah.
Are you an idiot?
Yeah, me being from a seaborne country, I don't think that,
I don't know if I would use the word idiot, but
I don't think that's.
I've heard it a lot.
Yeah, let's just go check
You've
it out.
heard it a lot. Do you believe stupid people?
I couldn't say. I don't think I should be a judge of that. You know.
Now you're seaborne, right?
Fish don't have human teeth.
Okay, now the seaborne. I think we should trust Nala.
Well, I mean, clearly at least one of them does. So, at least one time I'm right. But
You said one of them.
You're just gonna kind of shake your head and be like, "Don't do stupid things."
Oh my god, I'm crying.
You didn't read the pamphlet, did you?
And she just kind of looks back at everybody like, "Let's go see the doctor."
Get your head
You said-
examined.
yeah, you said Turpin, right? Yeah, I think he used to work with my dad. I can, if you guys haven't been introduced, I can help you guys at least get to know him. You know.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's probably a good idea. Let's go.
Jeez.
As we walk, I am actively carving a doll of what I think the doctor looks like, but I'm not positive. I don't have a solid memory of what the doctor looks like.
Val is giving you a very vague description to try and push it into a certain direction, but you can't quite tell whether it is actually accurate or not, or if he's thinking of something completely different.
Okay, so you guys are heading for this building right here.
Yes.
Oh god, I can't breathe.
I don't know how to play a not ridiculous character, so.
No, you're doing well, bro.
I am gonna have to sit here with a box of Kleenex. Okay, so
Brad said so. Let's.
excuse me. Okay, let me get my throat back here. Oh wow.
That's bad news.
I had to mute myself. I was just absolutely wheezing, dying. Okay. So you, who opens the door to the
I think
Open
infirmary?
the door and what? Wait, who?
I was gonna say it'd probably be either me or Nyla. Me because worked with somebody who worked with my dad, and then Nyla as just like everybody kind of knows Nyla.
Okay.
I'll let him go ahead and let him know we're there, kind of checking on him before I go in.
Okay.
You know, I don't want him to feel like he's being judged all of a sudden. The whole town's outside his front door. So. Babies.
Okay, so you swing the door open, and there's a young lady sitting at the desk, kind of right in front. And she looks up, squints against the light, and then when she recognizes who you are, she kind of sits back. Hi, how can I help you today?
Hey, I'm here to see Dr. Turpin. I had some friends who wanted to have a conversation with him about something. Is he available right now, or is he?
I can go check. If does anybody need treatment for something?
No, not no. Everyone's fine. I know the usual, but this time everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, let me just go check to see if he's available. I'll be right back.
How
And she
often
kind of
is Val in here to
scurries.
get someone treated that he accidentally hurt?
Val as well. Sometimes it's even.
that was a normal there, a regular.
No, Dobby.
Val isn't here the same amount Gabriel's in the pub.
That's faithfully, sir.
His tail. What? If you bite me, you both are in trouble. Knock it off. Go. No. Go play with your brother. Come on. I don't even have toddler. You're a dog. Go away.
She got these little phase. There's a spoken.
Okay, after a few moments, have you all walked in now?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. So after a few moments, the young lady returns, and also with a very haggard-looking Dr. Turpin. He's a simia with graying, dark fur. Stands about 4.5 feet tall, and wearing the traditional coat, and he's got a cloth mask hanging off of one ear.
I want to just kind of watch him while everybody else is talking to him a little bit, and kind of coming from the healer point of view, looking for signs of any without asking or having him bring it up, trying to see if I can assess maybe what's happening or something is wrong or out of place.
Okay, give me an instinct and knowledge.
Okay, so you have to walk me through this. I've never done this.
Okay.
So do I just click on it?
Yes, you'll just click on it. That'll bring up the dice roll at the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then there's no advantage or disadvantage here, so you're just going to click the roll. And then you'll do the same thing on the knowledge. Or no, excuse me, just add your knowledge modifier to your roll.
Oh, okay. So it's 11 fear plus 1.
Okay, so 12 with fear?
Do I count the hope dice?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're going to look at the number in the top right corner of that box, and it'll tell you your total. And then you're going to look at the bottom right corner, and it'll tell you whether it's with hope or with fear.
Oh, okay. It's 21 with fear.
Okay, plus 1.
No, that's the full roll, right?
Okay, so that's your total roll. So you get another plus 1 because of knowledge.
Correct.
Okay.
So it'd be 22.
It would be 22, but with fear, correct?
Yes, 22 with fear.
Okay. I have to argue with this thing here. Okay.
What does the duality at the bottom mean?
So that's the 2 dice. It's telling you that you rolled a duality dice, which is the 2 dice, one hope, one fear.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. So we're going to go into the conversation. I will come back to your roll.
Okay.
Oh, it's Optim's boy again.
Yeah, don't worry, no one's hurt this time. I just
Keeping a better grip on that halberd, are you?
Usually, yeah. At least remembering to hold on to it the whole time. Yeah, we passed these guys, and they had a couple of questions about you, and just because I know them, I know you. Just that's like a little introductory.
Have you been drinking?
But yeah, I'll let them ask their questions. This is Calico, Gabriel, Nyla, and of course, Raz from. Yeah.
Right. How's that hand, my boy?
It tells me the weather and tells me what's going on. If we can just make sure he holds on to that halberd.
It's kept us dry a couple times. That was good.
Who's got what question for me?
I'll just kind of like gesture.
As a drinker, we noticed you've been drinking. So.
Oh.
We just want to know, what's going on, Doc. Tough day at the office or anything out of the ordinary?
Well, let's see. We've got militia and the chaplain. Well,
I'm here
it
too.
might be something.
He's a calico said, I'm here too.
Yeah, he kind of gives you a raised eyebrow. Yes, I see that. The question is why.
We're just curious. We're just curious, Doc. We're just curious.
Well, this might be something that the lot of you, if you can keep it quiet, may benefit from knowing.
Quiet's my
I'm an immaculate secret keeper.
Quiet's not his expertise.
Secrets is my my forte.
And I'll cover my ears.
I'm telling all.
Safe with us if
He shakes his head and he's just too tired to give a shit anymore. And Nyla, you notice that there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him physically. He's just exhausted in a way that is common for healers who have been working long hours.
Now, would Nyla know that there would be, obviously, as a healer, a reason he should be working such long hours, or is this out of normal than
This
what
is
is normally?
this is entirely out of normal, the town.
Okay.
He's usually pretty, and a kind of a jovial old man. He's the nice doctor that everybody likes to see doing calls and that sort. So it's also a little bit odd to see him without his doctor's bag and, moving around town. Normally he would be moving around town this time of day.
Okay. So oh, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
So Nyla kind of walks. She's been standing at the back, obviously watching. Kind of puts her hand on whoever's closest and kind of moves in front of him, letting him know that she's just going to pass him. And she kind of looks at the doc and she goes, you look awful worn out for not so much healing needing to be done. You okay, Doc?
Well, I suppose you'd know the difference, but there's more healing to be done right now than usual. Follow me.
All right, she's going to go ahead.
You'll need to put masks on before we go into the next room. And he leads everybody to a area where there's masks, kind of cloth masks hanging.
Uh-huh.
Cover your nose and mouth.
Nyla,
Don't touch anything.
Calico. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a mask on and then use my fancy magic clothes to make them look like doctor's clothes and follow.
You get another raised eyebrow. Anyway, once everybody's masked up, he opens the door into the next room and leads you all through. And right now, there's a handful of cots here, little medical beds. To two of which are occupied at the moment. The first is kind of closest to the door, so he kind of shepherds everybody through the door and closes it behind you. And it says, this patient came in 5 days ago with fever and chills and nausea. And now, well, and the person laying the I'm going to say this is probably another simia, is laying there under the blankets, with hands laying on the blankets, trembling badly. And occasionally the arms kind of spasm. It's very small movements, but they're also quite noticeable.
What about the poison reaction?
Maybe a little bit like, except that no poison, so far as we can tell. Blood tests have not returned any known toxins. And then the young man in the next spot came in yesterday. Just the fever and nausea for now, but we're watching him. It's much the same as this one started. Now, this one collapsed in a mine in the south, but that one was in the barracks.
What links the miners in the barracks? What would they share?
Well, that young man is a miner, but he lives in the barracks. So far, these are the only two cases, but it's new. There doesn't appear to be a reason for the symptoms that we can find. The fever hasn't been high enough to cause enough damage to anything for the spastic responses in the limbs. But that young man over there, his reflexes are already reduced.
Sounds like a nerve agent.
Again, no toxins we can find.
As how do I put this? Being the creature that she is, would she be able to somehow detect if something unnatural was in a vicinity or even in the body itself?
Take a look at your sheet here.
Because I read my sheet, that's why I'm asking, because I'm not sure how a lot of it works.
Yeah,
being the type of creature that Nyla is and a healer, would she be able to tell if something was not supposed to be that, like, not a there's something in the body that's not right, natural, like I don't know, something causing. Uh-huh.
what I was just going to suggest, yeah.
Okay, she's gonna try to do that over the older one, not the one that is just showing symptoms, but the one that is further into the symptoms.
Okay, so 3 or 4 days in, the one closest to the door.
Yes. And I need, okay, so that's a knowledge, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So knowledge. What would I need to roll? Anything else with that? Yes. Oh, add the 2. Okay. Okay. I won with hope. I'm confused on how to read that.
Upper right corner is your total.
Okay, so the top right corner says instinct trait roll is 20, knowledge trait roll is 21, knowledge trait roll 15 with hope.
Just the bottom rectangle. The top ones are your previous rolls.
Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's 15 with hope plus 2.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, okay. So
Including the
15.
plus 2. So 15. Okay. So actually, I'm gonna call that that's right on. Okay. So what you find is there is a definite malady there. It is not a part of the body, but it also doesn't necessarily seem to be like a virus. It's nothing you've seen before. It's almost a cross between a virus and a toxin, but almost as if it is neither and both.
Okay.
Seen nothing.
So she's gonna go over and she's gonna kind of look at the doctor and be like, "Can I try something to see if I can see what it is?"
We've exhausted everything but sending our samples off the chasm. We haven't received any response yet. So by all means.
All right, so she's gonna do her. She wears an amulet that she's gonna hold, and she's gonna kind of, however, channel and kind of think about it a little bit, and then she just is gonna lay her hand above the man's chest, not on his chest, but just kind of right above, like the center body chakra, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of, like puzzlement does cross her face, like she is startled at what she finds, so it's very apparent. She's like, what's going on with that? And then there's something there that's not supposed to be there, but I don't know what it is. It's like a toxin has been introduced to his body, but it's not a toxin, it's a virus. Exactly. Are there any marks where it could have gone in? I mean, other than that, it would have to come in through indigestion.
No, we checked for marks. It didn't appear. If anything, ingestion may be the answer, but not a virus or a toxin.
You said they're both minors. Is it something in the dirt they're working with?
The samples for that are on their way to chasm. No, they should be there now. We didn't detect anything. Sorry, what was that, Duke?
I'm sorry. Am I low? Do I need to turn up?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. Ooh, that's hot. Let me try to. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I was gonna ask. I guess ask the doctor. Have they been out in the woods lately?
The woods? No, these two work underground in the south.
Okay.
2 different caves or mines, but
You said they work out to the south.
do the caves or mines interconnect?
Now that I haven't heard. It's in the same general area, but they, so far as I'm aware, are separate caves. Although,
You said although.
okay, so the doctor turns around and he reaches for one of the charts at the foot of the bed, and he starts flipping through the pages, shakes his head, grabs a pen out of his pocket, and scrawls a few notes. Puts the chart away and says, I have some notes to add to Chasm. I've got to get to the comms station before they send today's messages.
Okay.
Everybody out. Everybody out.
She listens and she's going, but as she's talking, she's like, "What did you just discover?" There's a
Discover, no. Yeah, not discover, not yet. But I want to contact Chasm and point out that they should check to see if the soil samples match in any way.
Oh,
They
understand.
should also check the water samples. I guess there's a fish with human teeth.
I told you that's completely normal.
It is not completely normal.
Optim's boy knows better than to think that fish have human teeth.
Well, one of them does, so more probably do. So extrapolating from that, the fish have teeth, you know.
It's not normal. It's not right.
Not normal.
I'll
I
know
will
when I see it.
include that information in my notes as well, although I must imagine that
Hey, Doc,
I need to...
we need to check out this cave to look for these abnormalities.
The only thing is we go to check out the cave and it's airborne. We're all going to end up like dude in the bed. But
I
me.
also vote we don't go into a dark, tight space.
What's wrong, Gabriel? You don't have a figure for that?
I don't like dark, tight spaces.
I have to have a meeting with the council.
All right.
All right, no
I-
problem. Good.
Thank you, Nyla. Your information was excellent.
All right. Well, we'll
Keep this all quiet. I don't want anybody to panic yet or ever, but about this especially until we have more information.
I think we should probably go check out the tracks that we're seeing out in the woods while the doctor takes care of this before somebody stumbles across and doesn't know what they're looking at. Or for.
Tracks in the woods? First it's fish, now woods? What is going on in this town? Why is nobody telling the doctor? And he's ripping his mask off and chucking his coat over a chair, and he's stomping toward the door.
I think knowledge just overloaded the doctor.
Yeah, we did.
And he yells, "Clara, I'll be back in an hour," and slams the door on his way out.
I think we pissed off the dog.
That was
About the time that you open the door to exit the infirmary, the alarm bell over the top of the Hall of Expertise rings. An emergency signal for everyone to hunker down, shelter in place. There is a threat to the town. And it's a pattern that everybody's well aware of.
So Nyla is going to fly up, see what she can see.
Okay, so Nyla
Speed.
gets
Hopefully
to
not get shot down.
me and Roll not cooperating with each other right now. Give me just a moment.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
happening for anyone else, but Cindy's cutting out really bad.
Yeah, she is for me too.
Oh crap! I'm sorry, guys.
Good on mine.
Yeah, you're good on mine.
Thank you.
Man,
I neglected to announce that. Thank you very much.
I'm scared.
Yeah, the alarm bell goes off and Calico runs to his wagon to start putting it in defense mode, which is basically just closing all the windows.
I believe me and Val are just we're going to the hall. No, we're going towards the hall.
Yep. To try and get a report so we know where to be helpful.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to the pub.
Okay, well then we can get going. In which case, Nyla flying above the town. I have to how to do this. There we go. Maybe?
The fuck is
Yes.
that? Is it that size?
No, it is not. I just wanted to show you that that's what it is. See.
Okay.
And then we're going to make it the correct size.
No.
I can't make it right.
So
size.
obviously
There
I
we go.
would recognize.
There we go. It's the
No, you're not sure what the hell this thing is. It looks like it started out maybe as an alligator, maybe, which is common to the waters kind of more to the northeast, like a long way northeast. But this thing is the wrong color to start with. And it has a weird sort of webby covering over its head and kind of sliding down its back along its spine. It is also moving very poorly as the town militia people kind of start to converge on it. It's gimping, like its legs don't want to work properly. Its tail is just dragging. It's not using the tail to balance itself the way it would normally do. And it's kind of snapping back and forth as if something is bothering it, but there is nothing else there.
She's gonna fly down and tell him to back off a minute. And she's gonna try to hover.
Wait a minute. Wait
Okay.
a minute. Now I need agility rolls from everybody.
Okay.
Agility.
Oh, I'm good at that.
You said agility.
Nyla, go ahead and roll with advantage, which is to push the green advantage button on your little square there,
Okay.
because you are airborne.
8 with hope.
Okay. What did you say, Nyla?
8 with hope.
8 with hope. Okay. So if you roll hope, go ahead and take a hope.
How do I do that?
On your character sheet, there's a line of hope on the right side, kind of middle of the sheet.
It's like right under stress and next to active weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I add the ones I've gotten.
Right. You add the hopes that you have rolled.
Oh, whoops! I forgot the last one last time.
Mhm.
I thought she rolled hope earlier as well, so she.
I think she did,
probably
yes.
would have-
Okay,
And
I did.
Remember, as a Seaborne, if you roll any fear at the bottom under Seaborne, you can add you a little token just to keep up with how much fear you done rolled.
Right. Down at the bottom. Duke, what did you roll?
Oh, I rolled a 16 with fear.
Okay. And Sleepy?
20 with
Oh, you're good, Sleep.
I rolled really good.
You did. Okay, so so we're gonna go in order. Sleepy, what are you doing?
Oh. Calico's not a coward, but isn't necessarily a fighter. I think I'm going to go running towards it, more with the intent of keeping people away than actually engaging.
Okay.
How far am I able to get in this round?
Oh, wow. Let me point.
Yeah, it's a little different because we don't have like the grid and stuff, so that's why I'm asking.
Right. So on the left side here, measure. If you select it and then just go from here, there you go. And you can run. Base is 30, correct?
That sounds right.
Tim? Yeah. Yeah, this is more of an approximation, so I wouldn't, don't put too much importance on it. You guys are headed that direction. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna.
Not to scale right now. When we put a grid on, it will be, but
running in that direction. I probably should have grabbed my better sword, but I didn't, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna go running that way.
Okay, so Sleepy's headed there with the intent of helping herd people away from danger. Let's see. Next is Wim. Excuse me. I am so sorry, Scott. I missed you completely. Scott, you're next.
Well, I'm pretty sure that me and Val got orders of something coming in from this, so I'm heading that way at the least.
Okay. So full tilt.
Yeah, going full tilt.
Okay.
It is my job.
Yeah. So you can actually probably get there, considering your abilities and everything and how well you rolled. You can probably get right to it.
Okay.
So I would say probably you'd wind up about there.
Okay, right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm sorry, Wim.
Val's also heading over. It's probably like a half a step behind.
Okay.
So just about doesn't get. It's like you go, like I'll catch up.
Okay. So put yourself where you think you would be.
I see you like breathing all hard.
Yeah. Holding the halberd very much like a spear instead of how you should hold a halberd.
Looks like you're charging.
Yeah. Duke is next.
I rolled a 16. So as far as movement, educate me on it. Like, does the roll determine how far you move?
Well, no. Roll in this case was determining how quickly you can get there based on your agility. This map is not to scale, so we're a little less worried about actual distance right now.
Right.
Okay, most definitely. All right, so if anything, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I think I'm going to kind of plant myself at the top of the bar to kind of get an overwatch.
Okay.
It's the bar, so I got to protect my boy at the bar and everything. looking out for him.
Okay. And now, Camera, you are next.
Is moving toward the little creature, I guess, lizard gator guy. And she is going to kind of like try to wave the guy's back a little bit because it looks more like it's injured than it's coming to attack. So she wants to look on the back to see closer to the webbing if she can, by just kind of being above the lizard and toward the back of it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What would I roll for that?
Actually, you can just place yourself where you want to be.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's above and then slightly behind it.
Correct. I don't know how to do the above part, so
No, there's I don't. It's a 2D map. It's okay.
Layers.
Okay, so as you all run up, you see this kind of pretty clearly disabled or crippled in some way lizard-looking thing that might have started out as an alligator, except it's got this sort of orangey gray webbing across the top of its head. It almost appears as though it is like anchored in for Nyla, especially since you're a lot closer, anchored in the ear holes of this at the sides of this thing's head, down the back, along the spine especially. And as you get closer, you can see the limbs are not moving right. It's almost as if there's a delay between when the creature wants to move and when it actually manages to move. The tail is hardly moving at all. It's mostly just dragging along behind it. The webbing over the top of it is kind of shiny looking. And it's more gray than orange, but it's got kind of an orange cast to it. And as you all converge on this thing, a very wide-eyed town guard goes running up to it and just kind of like chucks his spear at it. And as it flails with its mouth open, the spear lands in the thing's mouth, stabbing it kind of in the top of the mouth at the same time as it flails. The butt of the spear hits the ground and drives it through the top of its head. And the whole thing collapses and shudders and goes still. What do you do?
is
I
the wedding that you sure up the mask.
I sure up the mask. This thing looks like it's got weird polyps and shit on it. I don't want none of that in my lungs.
Do I see any changes when it dies from the stuff that's connected to its head?
I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Are there any changes to the stuff that looked like it was connected to its ears when it dies? Does it seem to like let loose, or any changes of those effects after the death of the thing?
Give me just a second here. Nyla. Oh, I do have your. Okay. Give me an instinct roll, please. And roll with advantage since you're watching it very close.
Okay. You said instinct?
Yes, please.
21 with fear.
Okay. Tim, I need a fear, please. You notice what looks like almost a ripple along the entirety of the webbing. It might just have been, the way the thing collapsed, but it almost looked like it originated at its head and rolled down its body, almost like a separate response, except for how it was kind of combined. It was a slightly odd, just like a half a beat off from the rest of it.
I'm going to go down and land next to it and don some leather gloves, put some leather gloves on, and actually reach up to where it looked like it was attached and see if there's anything that can be pulled away or could possibly still be attached.
So the first thing you notice when you touch it is that this is a spongy material. It gives like a very soft rubber almost. But when you grasp it, how hard are you going to pull?
She's, at first she doesn't want it to like explode some crap in her face or something, so she's being relatively gentle, but like if it gives a good decent what's the word I'm looking for? Resistance, she'll pull a little harder, but nothing like she's gonna like yank it out or anything.
Okay, well, as you pull, there's some resistance, but it doesn't give from where it seems to be attached. And in fact, its underside seems to be attached to its skin as well. I mean, it disappears into the ear canal, but it's also connected to the skin. Another thing that you start to notice is that small blister-like bubbles are popping up along the webbing. Very slowly. It's just one here, one over there.
What the fuck?
Do I recognize this from the first time that I was in Madet?
No, you probably wouldn't.
Okay.
She just kind of looks back at, I don't know which one of them, maybe and she's like, it's two separate, it's like a puppet on a string.
It's like a puppet on a string. Maybe we should get Calico to take a look at it.
Well, no, but
We do have a puppet expert.
Yeah, we do have, but there's little, I don't want to get any closer because it's starting to blister up, but there's webs in its ear canals and it's going down its body.
Now that you're closer to, you're noticing that the web from the ears has also slid down the face and gone into the mouth as well.
So almost like a harness.
And it's touching the corners of its eyes also.
Oh.
Dude, something's like possessed this thing. Look, come look. She's kind of like, I don't know what this is. She's getting a little wheezy. She's going up. Start talking to my God before this shit comes around.
Calico yells out, "No, I think I can see fine from here."
Puppet master, come here.
I'm moving a little closer. I guess, is there any incorporation like with my hunter skills? Can I like investigate to see if there's any familiarities?
Let me get a. Why does that look like that? Okay. Let me get a knowledge roll from you, Duke.
Knowledge roll. Come on. Knowledge roll. Sorry. I get a +1 on knowledge. Hopefully, give me a hope, please. Hey, there we go. 17 with hope.
Okay. Take your hope. And you can tell that this was definitely an alligator at one time. It was actually a pretty decent sized one. Its skin is obviously decorated with this webbing stuff, but you notice that in places the webbing appears to have penetrated below the skin and continued along the muscles before it disappears.
I feel like it looks more parasitic.
Yes, that definitely is what it kind of looks like to you.
All right. Can the doc examine this?
Well, he's not here right now. He's
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like, can we like take this thing back to the, or is it too big for us to like pull into town?
it's probably, I'm going to call it probably a 6-foot alligator. So it's, and at least a couple 100 pounds. So it's going to take some movement, but you do have, like the town guard kind of standing around staring at each other like, okay, now what? And I'm going to spend a fear, please, Tim. Thank you for 2 actions. The first being that a hefty galapa comes flying in with on glowing wings and plops down in front of the lizard, between the lizard and town, and says, "All right, now everything is fine. Please clear out of the way so we can collect the creature. Move on home, everyone. Go home."
We just watched this brother and die, and we got ill people, and you're telling everything is okay. I don't think everything is okay.
Okay, this is, you recognize this galapa as, I need to find his name. There he is. This is Gillen Alvor, and he is the leader of the militia in town. So there's a little oomph to his, he is also a member of the Council of Expertise. And he turns ponderously to face you, Nyla, and says, "The immediate threat is over with. It's all right now. The emergency is over with."
She watches him a minute, and she doesn't trust him. She thinks he's hiding something, but she backs off for now. And he just got a closer eye on him.
Okay. And my second action for that fear, let me know, Tim, if I've done that correctly. The alarm bell starts ringing again, but this time it is a summons to gather in front of the Hall of Expertise.
Of course.
Of course it is.
I think this is about when Val finally catches up to the group. And then it's just like hands on knees, like, hey, you did it? Raz, great job. Where'd you get a spear? Well, that's probably not. What's the too many questions. I understand.
Oh, Val, you made it. We need to go to the town hall now.
What? Okay. Can we walk? Or do we have to run again?
Okay, so take the second one then. Okay.
I agree. Spend more fear, please.
Give it right back to you. At least 4 of those fears was mine.
Just Raz is kind of suspicious about what he sees as far as the alligator and the siren going off or anything like that. So kind of rub my wrist to see if I feel it in my bones.
Oh, yes. Oh, Raz.
Raz.
Raz. So, Raz, tell me about the weather predictive abilities of you.
Well, ever since that halberd hit my hand and the doctors had to, it definitely tells me what the weather is, but for some reason it's almost like not only does it tell me when it's cold out, it also tells me almost like a spider sense. Not necessarily not that it's instantaneous or anything like that. It's more like it's old trusty. How was it today? Well, there's something amiss. It's not like it can tell me where or anything like that. It just is like it can just ache, and the ache will tell me
Something in the atmosphere.
there's something in the atmosphere.
Okay, so about how far ahead? Like hours, days?
With the weather, it's definitely about the pressure, so I guess it would be more of for hours. But when it comes to like immediate stuff, it would be more like minutes. And I don't mean like 2 or 3 minutes. It would be more like 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes at the most.
Okay. So fairly close proximity to.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what's everybody doing? The doors are starting to open and people are popping their heads out of their doors and then kind of slowly making their way toward the kind of loop square here right in front of the main entrance to the Hall of Expertise. And they're kind of gossiping and kind of wide-eyed.
I'm gonna sit on top of the town chapel and kind of listen and also pay attention. So I'm gonna kind of get out the area, or not skip the area, but just surveillance.
She's gonna stand kind of.
What was that, dude?
I didn't say nothing. I'm on the top of the chapel. You're doing surveillance.
Okay.
Nyla's going to stand outside kind of off to the side till everyone comes in. And then she'll probably still stand by the door toward the back.
Okay. Well, everybody's outdoors. It'll be outdoors.
Okay, yeah, she'll still be standing kind of toward the back, watching over everything, if that makes sense.
Okay.
If there's a perch where she could literally fly up and sit on to listen, she'd probably be up there.
Oh, so up there with Gabriel.
Okay.
On top of the chapel.
Yeah, she's chilling with Gabriel.
Okay, so you all get gathered up and you come to, that's not what I want to be doing. You come out to the front, and pretty much most people have gathered. You know, there's people out there that are working that will hear it from their supervisors later. But for now, when you arrive on the front steps leading up to the main entrance of the Hall of Expertise are a middle-aged female orc, a Loreborne, a fairy who's sort of fluttering off to one side of the orc, a little bit behind her. And the doctor, all standing on the front steps in front of the Hall of Expertise. Once everybody's gathered, the orc kind of raises her hand to get everybody's attention and waits for everyone to quiet down. And then she says, "Thank you, everyone, for responding to our call so quickly. we've called you to warn you that our weather station has detected a vast change in the Ethereum around town. It's affecting the weather and is likely to bring in a very serious storm in the next day or two. This is an emergency. The weather pattern is forming very heavy. We are expecting a great deal of snow. And it's possible that the temperature will fall drastically. If you are confident that you will be warm enough in your homes, feel free to shelter in place. For anyone who wishes to be sheltered here in the Hall of Expertise, there will be cots, blankets, and plenty of warmth available inside our walls. If you have concerns regarding the Ethereum, or any sensitivity to the Ethereum, we recommend you shelter within the Hall of Expertise. We will have mages applying additional shielding to the hall. I understand that you are all concerned about the incident that just occurred on the outskirts of town. Please rest assured the council is on top of the investigation, and our laboratories are taking samples as we speak. Many of these samples will be sent out to Chasm and will arrive, hopefully with good news, back to us in the next month. Thank you very much, everyone. That concludes my announcement for now. Questions may be directed to the information desk inside the Hall of Expertise whenever you wish. And she kind of does an awkward little wave and then kind of like turns around and walks back inside. She does not give a chance for anybody to comment. Her companions follow her back in.
I kind of lean over to who was it? Duke or not Duke? Who was I up there with? I'm sorry, I forgot the name.
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Yeah, she kind of looks at Gabriel like, "Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit."
Kind of jaded. We look over and like agreed.
I have a feeling they're gonna.
Okay, so what's everybody doing now?
She's gonna come down, obviously, and let people know that she's gonna go ahead and open the doors for those that may not be comfortable going to the Hall of Expertise, that the sanctuary will be open to all that's interested, and she'll also attempt to put whatever wards may be needed up to keep it warmer and have other supplies there for people that might feel more comfortable there.
I think so.
Alco's trying to decide which of his partner's houses is going to be the warmest.
What was that, Duke?
I was like, I think I'll probably tag along with Nyla, just to help her out, and warding off and just kind of play security guard, I guess, or just kind of overwatch essentially at the chapel.
Okay. Okay. Val and Rouse.
It's strange. My hand usually tells me if the weather's about to change or something.
Yeah, it's weird that maybe it's just that they're predicting 2 days ahead, and usually get a little bit closer. But
Yeah.
I'd like to sit down, and then I'm gonna go help my dad move into the Hall of Expertise, probably.
Okay. You want me to come with you, or?
At this point, I think it's up to you. We're almost done with our shift, so I think the charging in after and I assume killing it. I think that has proved that you're doing things for the good of the town. So letting you off a little early is probably fine.
Hey, thanks, Val. I appreciate that.
The thumbs ups are crazy.
So I just kind of, because he said that, I'm actually going to help him with his father, getting him into the hall.
Aw.
Is Val actually your supervisor, or is he just deciding that he can say this?
No, Val is my parole officer. He actually can say, you know what, you need to go back to jail, sir. You're my P's and Q's.
Someone not paying good enough attention gave Val authority over a criminal.
That's the funny part.
Just like are you just the parole officer, or are you also like his like in charge of him as a town guard?
It's a mostly both. It's the parole officer is the primary thing, and it's like, well, since he's in the guard, you might as well also be in the guard and help patrol. And then of course he can't be your supervisor, so.
Awesome.
I'm supervising by choice, eh?
Right.
Okay, well, I think that this is where we are going to end for tonight.
Okay.
Good session.
So,
Well,
That was fun.
I feel good. I feel good about the session.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
I thought that was fun.
The alligator, that's some disgusting shit, and I'm glad I kept my mask.
That was a lot of fun for us to make. I hope you enjoyed it. Special thanks is in order to Cami Hines, the artist behind our wonderful character art. Their info is in the description if you want to check out their work. And give a huge virtual round of applause for Cindy's first game as Game Master. She knocked it out of the park. If you want more from us, check out the magical rabbit hole that is our Mage the Ascension campaign right now. For those who want more Daggerheart, more Making It and Made It is coming, so click the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and like this video. See you next time in the Dahlia World Garden.